It's a peculiar human paradox, desiring an outcome, yet actively postponing the very actions that lead to it. We don't just put off chores or taxes, we delay starting that passion project, writing the novel we dream of, or learning the skill we genuinely want to master. This isn't mere laziness, it's a cognitive entanglement where the promise of future reward clashes with immediate psychological discomfort. The brain, in its infinite wisdom, often prioritizes the avoidance of short-term pain over the pursuit of long-term gain, even when that gain is profoundly desired. This internal tug-of-war creates a self-sabotaging loop, where the very act of wanting something intensely can become a barrier to its achievement. The ideal version of ourselves, the one who effortlessly tackles these tasks, feels impossibly distant, fostering a paralysis born of aspiration. The psychological cost of not starting often outweighs the effort of doing, yet we persist in this delaying game. It's a dance between our present self and our future self, where the present self, oddly, seems to hold all the power. This isn't about dreading the task itself, but rather something more subtle, more insidious, lurking beneath the surface of our desires. It's almost as if the very significance of the goal, its deep personal meaning, makes it more intimidating. One of the most insidious reasons we procrastinate on things we genuinely want to do is the shadow of perfectionism. When a project is deeply meaningful, the stakes feel astronomically high. The fear isn't of failure, but of producing something that doesn't live up to our internalized, often unrealistic ideal. This perfect or nothing mindset creates a self-imposed trap, where the only acceptable outcome is flawless execution, rendering any initial attempt terrifyingly inadequate. The mere thought of starting, knowing it won't immediately be perfect, triggers a cascade of anxiety, making avoidance the path of least immediate resistance. It's easier to postpone indefinitely than to confront the potential for imperfection, even if that imperfection is a natural and necessary part of any creative or learning process. This isn't about striving for excellence, it's about a crippling fear of good enough, which paradoxically prevents good from ever even beginning. The blank page or the untouched canvas becomes a monument to unreached potential, not a canvas for expression. Procrastination on desired activities can also be a covert defense mechanism against the implications of success. If you actually finish that novel, if you truly master that skill, what does that mean for your identity? It means you've changed. You've become the kind of person who does these things. For some, this shift, even a positive one, can be deeply unsettling. There's an imposter syndrome that whispers, "What if they find out I'm not really this person? What if I can't sustain it?" The act of starting and potentially succeeding forces a reevaluation of who you are, challenging a comfortable, albeit unfulfilled, self-narrative. It's safer, in a peculiar psychological way, to remain in the realm of potential, where the dream is untarnished by reality and the self-identity remains unchallenged. The discomfort of stepping into a new, more accomplished version of oneself can paradoxically lead to self-sabotage and perpetual delay. This isn't about avoiding the task, it's about avoiding the person you might become. In an era of unprecedented choice and freedom, the very abundance of options can become a paralyzing force. When we truly want to do something, there are often countless ways to approach it, an overwhelming array of tools, methodologies, and starting points. This tyranny of choice can lead to analysis paralysis, where the decision of how to start becomes as daunting as the task itself. Instead of simply beginning, we get bogged down in optimizing the approach, researching every possible angle, and seeking the best way, which often results in no way at all. The open-ended nature of a desired project, lacking external deadlines or structured guidance, amplifies this effect. The mind, presented with too many options for a task it genuinely cares about, freezes, opting for the default state of inaction rather than risking a suboptimal first step. It's as if the sheer potential for an infinite number of paths makes walking any single one impossible. The very absence of constraints, paradoxically, constrains us. Finally, we often procrastinate on desired tasks because of an unspoken, often unconscious, prediction about how we will feel during the process. Even for things we want to do, the initial stages can be uncomfortable, challenging, or simply not as instantly gratifying as the fantasy. We anticipate boredom, frustration, or the inevitable struggles of learning and creating, and our brain, wired for comfort, steers us away. This isn't about the final reward, it's about avoiding the imagined grind that precedes it. The future self in this scenario is envisioned as suffering, and the present self acts as its protector by delaying the inevitable. We fall into a mood management trap, waiting for inspiration or the right feeling to strike before we begin, a feeling that rarely materializes without action. This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. By waiting for the perfect mood, we ensure the task never gets started, perpetuating the cycle of unfulfilled desire. The irony is that the joy of progress, the satisfaction of overcoming challenges, only comes through engaging with the very discomfort we seek to avoid.